My name is Peggy O'Neill, and I am the host of this new and empowering podcast called From Adversity to Awakening, Transforming Hardships into Greater Spiritual Connection and Joy. This is an intro video, and I will be introducing the podcast, telling you a little bit about where it came from, who I am, why I'm doing this, and about the people the guest speakers that you're going to be hearing, a little bit about the topics that we'll be discussing. So you have a little bit of context when you go into the podcast. So I am a little person. I'm born a little person, always been a little person. I stand 3 feet 8 inches and have encountered many, many challenges through my life. Lots and lots of social challenges, teasing, bullying, name calling as a kid, being excluded from romance and dating as a teenager and young adult, job prejudice, all kinds of people, patting me on the head and thinking I had the intelligence of a child, the capacities of a child, lots of difficulties, physical challenges, not being able to reach things, living in a world that doesn't fit me, chairs, furniture, clothing, getting in and out of doors, like so many things have been very challenging physically, sports, competing in sports, the list goes on and on. Emotional, keeping my self-esteem, having a sense that I have value in the face of all of that sort of negative energy, judgmental, spoken or unspoken. Something's wrong with me. I'm not good enough. And I had to find ways in order to move through that, because from very early age, I knew that my birthright was happiness. And I know that that's your birthright. And that is why I'm sharing this podcast with you, because I know times are really hard right now and people get stuck in the hardships, whether they're financial, relational, health, or mental or emotional. All these kinds of challenges that we have, limitations that come to us, make us feel like life is punishing us and beating us down. And I've been a long proponent to teach that challenges are actually a gift. And the gift is that they help us to evolve. They help us, as we work through them, we learn things, we change, we transform, and we become bigger, better people, bigger on the inside, of course. And that's something I'm big on, is inner bigness. And as we transform our life, and not only do we get through the challenges, but I found that we get more lighthearted, and more joy comes into our life. And in the sort of quest for happiness in my life and working through a lot of my challenges, I found out that actually joy was not the end point, that actually the blessings of greater spiritual connection and knowing my spiritual nature and being able to live from that place was actually the thing that really did the transformation. Some things changed on the outside when I was going for happiness, but when I really dealt with going to the depths of myself and changing my identity from something that was small and broken and deficient, something was wrong with me, to this place of seeing myself as a reflection and expression of divine intelligence, it just totally changed everything. And I know that it's possible for all of us to have this kind of aha, this kind of realization, this kind of transformation, self-realization inside of ourselves. And when we do, life not only gets better, but the planet gets better. Our environment gets better, our home gets better, our work gets better, our success gets better, everything gets better. So this is why I have developed this podcast. Another reason is I took my 2 of my superpowers. I have many superpowers, but one of them is overcoming adversity, and the other one is awakening to my true nature. And I put them together, and I made this podcast. I put them into one title, and I'm going to be interviewing lots of beautiful, wise, illumined beings, speakers, authors, spiritual leaders, those kinds of people, to share with you their story about how they experienced extreme adversity, how it impacted their life, how working with those challenges actually helped them to rise up, and then how it helped them connect with their spiritual self and deepen and strengthen their spiritual connection, and how that brought more success, fulfillment, contentment, and ultimately joy into their life. So get ready. It's going to be amazing. The speakers are completely off the charts. They're speaking on totally different topics. And I know that you're going to find it a really great carpet ride. So that's how I think about my life now. I used to think about my life as, I want to get out of here. It's too painful. And now I think of my life as a carpet ride where I just sort of float and, cruise through from one beautiful experience to another. And I hope that from this podcast, you will gain some skills, you'll gain some inspiration, you'll gain some practices that will help you to start to transform your life in a similar way. So, a little bit about the podcast. We're going to be broadcasting a new episode once a week on Wednesdays at noon, right in the middle of the week. And you can tune in each week. We'll be on Spotify for now. Spotify, this might change. Spotify, Apple, and YouTube Music. So those buttons are on some page. I'll give you the website in a minute. So you can tune in, and each speaker will have a page where you can learn about them. You can watch their podcasts, see their bio, their website, their social media stuff, if they have a free gift, and the transcript and summary of their podcast. So that will be available to you. And you can go to peggyspeaks.com and look for the blog, and there you should find the speakers that you'll be seeing on the podcast. Also, there is a sort of like information page about this podcast, and that address is capital A, or no, just any the number 2, A to A, like adversity to awakening, peggyspeaks.com. And there you'll also see a little bit about an explanation of this podcast, some of the speakers that will be coming up, and the buttons to go to the different platforms where you can be listening and watching. So I welcome you, and I hope that you'll join us through an amazing adventure through transformation, transforming hardships into greater spiritual connection and joy, moving from adversity to awakening. I thank you for showing up. I hope you'll continue to show up, not only for me, but for yourself, for the people in your life, for your own inner joy and contentment and ultimate fulfillment. Thank you for joining us, and I will see you soon on the next episode. So long for now.